and welcome to my channel. Today in class, it's Drugstore 101. So if you want to see how you can recreate this look, then just keep watching. Welcome to the Cosmetics Classroom. Today we are going to use all drugstore products to achieve a soft glam look. So we're going to start off by using a primer, and what I'm using today is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. And what it says it does, it says it refines pores and fills in lines and brightens complexion and even skin tone. Sounds great to me. So we're going to use this. I have used this before. It is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all over my face. Alright, so now that we have done that step, we are going to move on to the foundation. And what I'm going to use today is, again, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And this stuff, guys, it doesn't have any flashback. And let me see what it says here. It was tested under 7 light conditions, and with your phones and with flashlights, with flashing lights, I guess, from cameras and stuff. And it doesn't have any flashback, so this stuff is proven to work, and it's really good. If you can get past the smell of paint thinner, then you're doing good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my palette, because I don't like putting this on my face and then putting it directly back into the packaging, because it gets germs, you know. So I'm just gonna kind of put this on my palette really quickly. I think I'm gonna use a brush today to apply it. So I'm gonna use the Morphe Y6 Kabuki brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and dot this on my face. And I am going to stipple. So I'm gonna kind of pat it and then rub it. Pat it and then rub it. Yeah, you gotta get past the smell of it. But after it's on the face, the smell kind of goes away, so. All right, the next step is concealer, and I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna use the, Makeup Revolution concealer, and I'm also gonna use the Catrice liquid camouflage. You can find these both at any Ulta. So that's what I'm gonna use for my concealer. So I'm gonna go in with the darker one first, and I am going to kind of pat it under my eyes. Notice it's the same color as pretty much as my foundation. And then, because, you know, we don't wanna, you see some YouTubers going with that white all under their eyes, you know, of course, I can't do that. That'd look a hot mess. But I am going to go in with a little bit lighter. Some of the liquid camouflage is lighter, so I'm going to go in kind of on the sides with that. Couple dots here, just to lighten up my eye area just a bit. But I don't want to go in with those white triangles, because I would look like a complete idiot. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to go ahead and blend that with my beauty sponge. And I'm using the Morphe Beauty Sponge. I'm just going to blend that in really quickly to kind of lighten the center of the face. Since this is a soft glam look, you're going to kind of want darks and lights. Lights in the center of the face and darkness on the outside. Careful not to get it into his hair, because Lord, that's a job to get it out. A big ass sponge. All right, so make sure you have no creases. So look up, get it in there, getting all those little cracks and crevices you have under your eyes, if you have them under your eyes. And as soon as you do that, you're gonna want to set your under eye. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Coty Airspun powder. I got this at Walgreens, put a little bit in my cap. And with a damp beauty blender, or sorry, Morphe sponge, I'm gonna go ahead and set lightly under my eye. Just to kind of lock that into place so it doesn't crease on me during the day. So now that I have that done, I'm gonna go in with my powder, and I'm going to set my face very lightly using my powder brush, just kind of going around setting my face. All right, so now I'm gonna kind of go in and work around. My last look was very dewy. This one is not. So now that I've done that, I'm going to move on to bronzer. First, I'm going to wipe this crusty stuff off my lips because I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to use these simple makeup wipes, and they're for sensitive skin, so that's why I like them. Look like I've been eating some powdered donuts. There we go. Okay, so now I'm on to bronzer, and it is the Wet n Wild contouring palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and bronze all the outside of my face, warming up the face a little bit, as if my face ain't warm enough, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly. So now that I have my face nice and bronzed, I am going to move on to contour, and I'm going to use the Profusion contour. I got this at Target. It is excellent. I compare it to like the Shade and Light palette. So if you can't get the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D, this is kind of like actually like a dupe. What I'm going to use is the medium and the light mix to contour my face. Deep is a little too deep for me, so I'm gonna go in between these two shades using my contour brush. I'm gonna use the Morphe R10. So I'm bouncing in between light and medium, and I'm gonna go in and contour. I don't want to get too crazy with it because I don't want to look like it, but to deepen up in here. So I have high cheekbones. I have American Indian in me, so I have to contour kind of high because I have high cheekbones. You know, if your cheekbones are lower, it's the hollow of your cheek is where you place the contour to kind of give you some depth. And I go a little bit up here. I don't have a high forehead, but I just don't feel right unless I contour up here. So I'm kind of go up here a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to deepen that too much. And I want to go under the jawline because I do have a rather long face. So I want to shorten my face up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to contouring my nose and under my lip. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use the medium and light again out of this palette. I'm going to go under my lip. Now what this does is it makes my bottom lip look bigger. And who doesn't like that, right? And now I'm gonna go kind of down the bridge of my nose. My nose is a little crooked right here, so I want to kind of go, I want the light to hit it a certain way. I want it to make it look, I don't want to say bigger on this side because this side is straight, this side's crooked. So I want to create the illusion that my nose is not crooked. So I'm going to, and we all have flaws and we all have imperfections, and that's okay. okay? God didn't make any of us perfect. That's what makeup's for, to fix all those flaws. So when you contour and highlight, you're creating shadows, or you're bringing either, because darkness recesses things and light brings them out. So I'm darkening, making it look like that my nose kind of goes back a little bit more, and then I'm gonna create a light effect here to bring it forward. So after I'm done contouring it, I will go back and highlight it. So now I'm gonna go underneath here and shorten my nose. Okay. That's my dog. I'm not farting. That's my dog. Pippa! She's talking. Alright. The blush that I'm going to use is the Makeup Revolution. I've gotten this at Ulta. This is a really good blush, guys. I mean, you got 6 shades, and you have some baked ones over here. I'm gonna go more towards the rosy color right here. I don't want to get too crazy with the bright pink, so I'm gonna go more towards the rosy side. Sure. Oh, I dipped into the hot pink. My brain wants the pink. Favorite color is pink. So, go ahead and tap off some of that excess, get my brush, coat it with that blush, and I'm gonna go back and forth. Again, I'm looking rather blushy, so I'm gonna take this down just a notch, and I'm gonna get me I'm gonna use this brush. It's an M444 from Morphe, and I'm just gonna kind of tap into that powder and just kind of tap over it. This is called veiling, so it takes things down a notch for you. If you find your contours too dark, or you might have went a little heavy on the bronzer, this will take it away. All right. So now that's done, and I am going to go in and I'm going to carve out the bottom of my jaw. That kind of sharpens up my contour line. Put a little bit more powder, go in, and I'm using the Morphe M459 brush, and I'm just going to kind of take it and I'm going to go down, sweeping downward. Now if you're doing a no makeup day, this is not necessary, okay? You can skip this step because you want your makeup to kind of look natural and we'll blend it, but I'm wanting mine more glam. So I'm kind of going and chiseling everything out. And translucent powder, guys, is an eraser. It's like if you make a mistake, translucent powder will take that mistake away. All right, so now that I have that, I am going to go ahead and add some light to my nose as well. And I'm going to use the E47 for that. And I'm gonna kind of go, my contour's here, so I'm gonna go right in front of that contour, darken and lighten, and then I'll highlight the middle of my nose. So, and I'm going to highlight now. So I am going to grab my M510, and I am going to use the Wet n Wild Precious Petals Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. And I'm gonna go in, swirl in my brush, and I'm gonna get my glow on. Remember, you don't want to go too high because, you know, I have crow's feet, so if I go too high, then I'm gonna start accentuating my wrinkles instead of disguising them. And I'm blending that in, and then I'm gonna go down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin. All right. So now I'm going to wipe away all this craziness because I'm not actually baking my face. I'm just kind of chiseling out. Do you see how that chisels that out? All right, so I'm gonna continue to remove all this powder. That highlight is, woo! Maybe a little much for today. All right, we'll get it off my nose. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of melt everything together. So I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild shit, setting spray. And I'm going to spray my face and then I'm going to go over it with this beauty blender. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Ugh. All right. So what this does is takes away any powdery look. It makes it look more moisturized. If it's matte, dry, and it's dry on your skin, this will melt everything together and make everything look cohesive. And that's what we want, cohesiveness. All right, I think looks better. So now that I have all of that done, I am going to move on to my brows, and I'm going to do those really quickly and I will be back. All right, so the brows are done, but I want to show you a little tip. So with the brows, you always want to go from lighter to darker. Today I use the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. I will be doing a brow tutorial soon, so be patient. But let's just say you got a little too dark in the inner corners. You just take a little powder on a little brush and you kind of stamp it on that edge, the inner corner of the eyebrow. And then you dust it off. And what that does is it kind of tones down that darkness towards the center of the eye. As you can see, that's what it's done. It's lighter to darker now, just quick and easy. So now we're going to move on to our eyes. I primed my eyes already, and I think we're going to go ahead and use the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette. I was really excited about this, and it does not smell like lemonade, because I smelled it and I was like, does it smell like lemonade? It doesn't. So, and it's a bitch to open. Damn. Okay, so here we go. Here's all the little shades. Nope, don't smell like lemonade. Got a little perfumey smell, but not anything sweet. Okay, so we're gonna start off with going our transition shade with the shade Sherbet, just to kind of break it up. Actually, we're gonna go all over the lid. We're gonna break all of that primer that I put on up and soften it so that we can go over it with our shadows. So that's done, and we're going to move on to the transition shade. I am going to use I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. I'm gonna go ahead in with the R37, and I'm gonna go into the shade Berry Ice right here. It's like a light pink color, and I'm really dark complected, so this might not show up on me at all, but it's the beginning of something great. So going back and forth, and windshield wiper motions. You want to blend it all in. You don't want to have any harsh lines. Going back and forth. The M433 with this lemonade color. Get it really tight. In that crease. It does have a lot of fallout, but you expect that with drugstore palettes. Sometimes. I'm gonna go in on this side. Using the flatter side of my brush, I'm not going in like this. I'm going in like this so I can really define that crease. I think sooner or later I'm gonna give a class on about all the brushes and what they're best used for. So now that I have that down, I'm gonna go in with Ice Pop. And I'm gonna do Ice Pop kind of like on the outer corner and in the crease. And I'm gonna use that same M433 brush. And then I'm gonna go back with a clean brush and I'm going to blend all of that together. So I'm gonna take that on the edge of my brush. I'm gonna knock off that excess. Now, if you see that you're going kind of off to the side past that brow, I got a little trick for you. You want to go ahead and get your same brush you use to contour your nose, or any brush that's kind of shaped like this, and you kind of stamp. So you're going to stamp right here. And this is a trick I saw a few YouTubers do, so I learned how to do it. Whereas before, people used to use tape, and I'm not using tape on these eyes for sure, because I'll just pull it one time and I'll have a wrinkle. So I'm not doing that today. This I found was a safer bet. A lot of people you'll see put like powder underneath the eye for fallout, but again, no. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stamp this on that outer corner, and I'm gonna move it ever so slightly right here. I'm not going all the way in, just kind of working midway through that transition of that crease, patting it to darken it up. These are shades you have to kind of work with. Patting it, moving it just slightly up in that upper crease. All right, so now that I have that blended, I'm going to go in with a clean brush and just kind of blend out what I have, so they don't have any harsh lines. I want it to look nice and diffused. I'm going to darken up that inner corner just a bit, and I'm going to use the shade Old Fashioned, using that same M433 brush. This is a shade Old Fashioned, and this was Ice Pop that I used, if I didn't show y'all. So I'm just going to kind of tap that right there, ever so slightly darkening up that outer corner. And that's the darkest shade. Powdery palette. Very powdery. Alright, so now that I've kind of worked that product off, I'm going to put just a tad bit in, and I'm going to work in this crease. Kind of blending those colors together. This mane that I have is unreal. I'm gonna go into, let's see. And I'm going to go into Citrus. So I'm gonna go ahead, put a little citrus on my brush. It's odd because it's like a pinky, it looks gold in the pan, but when you put it on your brush, it's got like a pink shift to it. It's pretty cool. You don't want to wet your brush too much, because that's what I did. Let's try it again. That Wet n Wild spray got a wild nozzle. So I'm gonna go ahead in, and I'm going to go over, I'm gonna do a half cut crease with this. Spray with a little bit more of the setting spray. Go back a little bit this time and continue. Patting that on. Okay, so now that I have that shimmer shade down, I am going to go ahead and deepen up the crease, the outside edge a little bit more using a smaller brush. I'm going to use the M411, go back into Old Fashioned, just on this edge, the outer edge. And then I'm going to take it and kind of blend it in to make this look cohesive. I don't want any harsh lines. I'm taking it, just blending it, just kind of touching it with my brush very lightly. So now that I have that done, I want to go into the shade Main Squeeze. I'm going to take that on my finger. I'm going to apply it right to the center of my lid, just to kind of give me a little bit of light right there. And now that I've done that, I want to go back in with that same M411 brush with a little bit of Ice Pop on it. And I'm going to go over the top of this situation right here. You want to make sure it's all blended out. You have no harsh lines. It's all diffused. And it is. So for my highlight of my brow, I'm going to use a highlighting brush, brow brush. I'm going to go into Sunny's because I don't want a shimmer up there. I just want kind of a lighter shade, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to blend that out. So get a clean brush and go over the top of that. Alright, so now I'm going to dust all this away, this powder. Dust that away. You notice how it just kind of erases any mistake I made, and it gives me kind of a sharper line where I want it. Ooh. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to put my lashes on and I'll be right back. Alright, so liner and lashes are on, so now I'm going to move on to the lower lash line, and I'm going to start with that first shade, Berry Ice, just to kind of soften that up down there. Go over that really quickly. You're not really going to see this shade. It's very light, and my skin tone is actually darker than this shade, but it's good to kind of give my other shades something to kind of lay on top of. Alright, so I'm going to go in with Ice Pop. That's that reddish pinky color. I think I want a really blown out bottom lash line, so I'm kind of go heavy. So once I have that red down, I'm gonna go put, I think I'll put Lemon Craze underneath it. This palette is just not that pigmented. I'm having to kind of really build up my colors. Maybe not the best choice, but alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in an Old Fashioned and darken up just this inner corner right here to kind of bring it together. And once I've done that, The eye look is pretty much complete. I'm gonna go in with a little black liner right in my waterline. Ugh, this hair out of my face. I'm using the Essence eyeliner pen. Make sure you get the waterproof one. So now I'm going to do my bottom lashes. And I'm sorry, but I have to use my MAC Extended Play because anything else, no. The wand, this fat ass wand will not fit on my 3 or 4 lashes I have down at the bottom. So, I gotta cheat. We make the most awful faces, don't we, when we do our mascara. I'm trying not to make no faces. I'm trying to be professional. All right. So now on the lips. Go ahead and get the crusties off. So I'm gonna line my lips first. I'm gonna use the Colourpop Aquarious. So I'm just gonna kind of go around the edge. You can overline if you want. I tend to overline, so. All right, so now that I've lined my lips, I'm going to go in with the Liquid Lip from Colourpop, also called Aquarious. Go ahead and put that on now. Alright, I'll let that dry down for a minute and then I'll go over it with the Wet n Wild Coloricon lip gloss in the shade Featherless. Just kind of in the middle and on the upper lip in the middle. So not all over. Just kind of give it a little glossy, kissy, wet look. Take it right there in the middle. And then I'll take it on the Cupid's bow going midway down the lip. Alright, so that completes that. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my face with some setting spray. I'm going to go way far out here. Damn! This thing got a mist! Okay. Whew, I'm going to go ahead and block that out. Oh. Looks like I just came in from a rainstorm. All right, so, oh, what's in my hair? All right, so guys, this is the finished look using all Drugstore products aside from my MAC Extended Play Lash. I cheated a little bit, but everything else was 100% Drugstore. You can get it in Ulta, in the Drugstore section. Some of it come from Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. So you can pick any of this up at the Drugstore. So join me next time in class for a class experiment. I wonder what it'll be. Bye guys.